Morning, FarmSim guy. How are you today?
Morning, Args. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, actually. Another day in no man's land. We've got more sheep.
I saw that.
Reproduced.
I saw that. Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung in the sheep pasture. We're at capacity though. We've got 100 in there, and that's all the pasture will hold. So we have to figure out whether we put down another pasture and move the young ones to that, or what we do.
Yeah, definitely something to think about. They won't breed again until next year, will they? So we've got a bit of time to think about it, hopefully.
Yeah, they won't breed when we haven't fed them either. That's one of our first jobs.
Yep, definitely. Cows and sheep definitely need feeding.
What else? We've got some weeds that need dealing in these fields we planted last time, and I think we're going to expand our empire slightly.
I think so. It's quite a long time till harvest, and we're pretty much on top of stuff, so why not expand the farm?
Okay. Well, I think you had a plan on which plot you were going to buy, so I'll leave you to take care of that. We've updated the map. I know a few people had commented to say we were playing on the updated one with the sell points, so that's all fixed now too.
That's right, yeah. So should make things easier when we get rid of stuff.
Indeed. All right, we'll jump in a tractor each, get these animals fed, and then move on to some field work.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's go.
I'll let you do the sheep. I know you have a certain affinity to them.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Morning, everyone. How are we doing? Back on no man's land. Things are moving at pace, really. We've got to feed these cows, give them some more TMR. Now, there's a little bit in here, but not enough to really warrant putting in the feeder until I've topped it back up. So we'll grab some hay, we'll grab some more silage, and we will get them fed. I think Args is going to do the same with the sheep. The cows are going to need water as well, so we'll make sure we've got some of that. But we'll get these jobs done, and then we will come back and talk about what we're going to do next. So about half a trailer full of hay, then top the rest of it up with TMR. If I open up the menu here, you can see as the silage goes up, the hay comes down. As long as we're in between the green lines, or the arrows, and the lines are green, we're in a good spot. I'm going to move the conveyor slightly as well. Looks like we've run out of reachable silage. There's Args getting the feeding wagon to feed the sheep. I've just adjusted the height and distance of the auger, so hopefully all should run now. I might need to turn it back on, actually. Topping it up, and we are just about there. Oh, look at that. Arg's opening the doors for me. What a gent. What a gentleman you are.
I open doors for ladies all the time, thank you.
Chivalry isn't dead.
Agreed, my parents taught me well.
There we go. Feeding the cows. It's a bit of a tight squeeze into there, but it worked. It's all good. There we go. 13% left in the trailer, which is fine. Pop out of here rather than trying to reverse out of there while we were slightly off centre. That was a bit annoying. I really love this cow pasture. It's such a nice pasture. I reckon it's down to the quality landscaping. There we go. Get closed. Alright, we'll park this up. 13% in it, so ready to go for next time we need it. So there we go. Args had already filled up the water, so we have 100% TMR, 100% water, health is 100%, we are making milk, things are looking excellent. So, on to phase 2 of the plan. I believe Args is going to do some weeding in our fields, so what I am going to do is go and start creating some new fields. What we have got available is the option to buy plot 45, which is this one here. So it's on the way between the shop and our farm. We did look at some of these, but too much wooded area or rocks. So it was really only 34 or 45 were the two that took our fancy. So we thought, just to mix things up a bit, make it a little bit more interesting, we won't buy the one right next to us. We'd buy number 45. So I'm going to grab a plough and I'm going to cut some field shapes. As you can see, our two new fields, the potatoes and the oats, absolutely full of weeds. So that's Argsy's job for the morning, is to get the weeds out of those while I start to cut these new fields. So we will grab a plough and head off. This is going to really push us to the limit of our cash, by the way. We know that. We know that we're going to have to start taking maybe a couple of loans to help us out. But we've also got some means to fund it as well. We might go and do some more rock picking, get some lime. Certainly these fields will deliver some rocks to us, which is great. Plus we've also got the bucket. We can go and dig some more stones and throw them into the lime production point and get them converted as well. So yeah, we've got options available to us. Now I've got to work out the boundaries of this new square, and we're going to use it. We're going to use the road in it as our guide as well. Maybe split it into 4 fields in total. So that's me just arrived in the block looking at the mini map. We better go and buy it before we go too much further. There we go. Goodbye all our money we have got. Yep. 10,000 bucks left. That is all. So I'm going to rotate us round to here. Okay, for these edges I'm going to try GPS from Wopster, and I'm going to use one of the settings I don't tend to use very often, which is the A+ heading, and I'm going to put in here 180 degrees. We'll set that cardinal. We will show our lines if we can. There we go. We're showing our lines there, as you can see. Now that should run us right along the edge of this without changing direction, which means we will capture the edge of the border without going over it. So let's see what happens now. It will tell us if we're too far over. I'm going to go allow create fields. Drop it down. We've not had the warning, so that's good. So we're going to run down to the edge now. Let's turn it on. Right down to, we're going to have to kind of eyeball this a little bit on the minimap, but right to the corner where the white lines intersect. And we'll rotate it 90 degrees. And we'll head along the bottom. Okay, we've got to roughly where I think we need to be. Let's flip this 90 degrees. It's going to jump down, I think, to about here. That looks pretty good though. I'm glad we've missed that tree slightly. We could potentially have gone a little tiny bit further, but I don't want to. I want to give us a little bit of breathing space in between the border, so we don't get the warning flashing up all the time. But this looks okay to me. So we'll drop down again, turn it on. Look at that field edge. It's immaculate. Right, let's roll along again. And we will stop just where our path intersects with our ploughed line. It's not going to be right to the edge. We are going to lose a little bit of space just down at the bottom here, but not much. And then we'll follow the wavy edge of the road back up, which we don't need. We don't need GPS for. In fact, what I'll do, because it will be a pain otherwise, I will round off this edge so it's not a pointy corner. Yeah, we'll use a little bit of the field, but not enough for it to be a huge issue, and I'm going to leave a bit of a border as well. So here we are, closing this edge off just here, And we have got the border for our first field. And look at that, we were right on the very edge. Talk about perfect guesstimation. So, field border edge 1. The few trees in there we'll need to cut down. But what we'll do now, we'll go and cut the second field here. And then we'll work out how much is left and do the top 2. Probably easy to put this on a time lapse, so we'll do that. But before we do, I'm going to draw your attention to this. Somebody's changed my number plate again, but not only has he changed the words, he's managed to get our logos on it. FS22 Args.
You go ahead, mate.
I don't agree with the sentiment of my new number plate, but I do love the fact you've got our logos on it.
I don't know how long it'd take for you to notice those.
That's very cool. Is that part of the number plate, or have you just stuck them on in editor?
It's in the map. That's why I sent you a link to download of the updated map, not just directing you to ModHub.
Ah, you've been tinkering in the map, have you?
I sneaked it in, I did.
Very clever. I like it a lot.
That looked pretty cool, eh? And I thought coming up with something like that, it would make me rule.
Actually, it does. I'll take it back. You've excelled yourself.
You'll let me have it for this one episode, but it'll be changed back next time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Just like I gave you all those Courseplay nightmares in your stream last night.
It's true. I'd expect nothing less.
That was my gift to you.
You're so generous, so generous.
So there we go, we have got five new fields cut out here. These strip fields, roughly the same length. I think the far one's a little bit bigger, but it does have the rock in the middle of the field, which we're going to keep as a feature. Maybe drop another beehive in there if we're using specific crops that get a little bit of a yield boost from that. So some decent sized fields, but not too huge, to be honest. So that is good. I am going to take a break now from cutting these out and ploughing them in, and I will go and cut some trees down for a little bit, but then we'll be back for a little bit more ploughing. I think Args should just about be finished with the weeding as well by now. In fact, let's have a look at the map and see where he is. Okay, looks like he's done the big field there. I do know he was low on fuel, so I think he might be... Yes, there he is, coming back from the shop as we speak. So I wonder if we catch him on the way past. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, good. We got to get some diesel, which is good. I wouldn't have got much further without it.
No. These are all cut. All the borders are cut on here, so you can pick whichever one you want now.
Yeah, I was looking at them on the way down. Looks like you've had fun doing this.
It's actually been quite good fun, yeah. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, very good. All right, it's I must say it's a shame to be planting this grass in, but I think we've got enough silage and hay at the moment that it wasn't really worth keeping, was it?
No, absolutely.
All right, well, let's keep going.
I'm going to chop some trees down for a bit.
Okay.
I'll let you start digging.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, that is the top 4 fields cleared of trees. We will go and do those small ones in the bottom field, but not quite now. It looks like Args has nearly finished that first field anyway. That might be a little bit of money for us as well, which is quite nice. Not going to complain about that. So we'll get back in and start doing one of these fields. Just get lined up for the GPS, and then it's all systems go. Okay, we're making good progress here. That's these top 3 fields almost done. Args has got a couple of passes still on them. He suggested that I stop the ploughing now. I'll go and get a trailer for these few logs that we've got here, and then we've got to come back and start rock picking. So we'll need to kick that off, because could be some money in these rocks. Might just help us recoup some of the cash that we've just spent on this new block of land, because we are tight on cash now. So I will just probably dump the plough at the end of the field here, and we will go and get a trailer. Right, here we are back on the farm. We're going to grab the Orkel, or the Holdor's brilliant trailer. We'll connect this up, but I'm going to see if I can take the sides off it. I think there is a logging option, although actually we could just leave it like that as well. Let's see what the options are first. Oh, that's quite nice, the wood config, and it doesn't cost us anything, so let's go with that, shall we? There we go, very nice. Right, back to the field. Okay, getting there with these logs. I think we've got a couple more at the edge of this field, and then all the small ones that we haven't cut down yet in the far field. In fact, just this one, I think. But you know me, I'll always miss one. So there probably is another one lying somewhere. Right, let's grab this, and then we can get back to the field work. Trim it down so it's a sensible size. Go, slightly wobbly load, but we don't have many of them. I will leave this trailer here actually, and I will go and get the this stone picker. Now Argsy fueled up his tractor, which has taken another nearly $1,000 off the bottom line. So the sooner we get some of these rocks into this lime factory or facility and sell it, the better. We do need to keep some of the fields, and it does use quite a lot in the fields actually, so we may have to kind of top this up with a little bit of mining. We've already decided that we've got a little corner of one of our plots of land that we could turn into a little mine just for when we need rocks. So we'll have a think about how we do that. but we've got options. We've got options available. And worst case scenario, we can take a loan out. We should be able to repay it if we don't take too big a one. So we'll see. But for now, let's jump in and get some of these rocks picked up. Now we could have rolled these under. That was another option for us, but I think they're more useful to us picked up. So we'll see how we go here. It's not a big crop of rocks, is it? Look at that. 50, 19 litres, 1% already. So I think between all of these fields together, we're not going to get too many rocks off them. We'll run it for a bit, see what we get, and then we'll maybe chat to Args.
Argsy at FSG.
Go ahead, Args.
I reckon that's the last time we sell wood at the shop.
Is it really cheap, is it?
$867 for those 7 or 8 trees. Thought we might have got a bit more than that.
I think the log burner is definitely more lucrative than that, isn't it?
I'd say so. I'd say so. You're just going to carry on with the rocks. I might grab the lime spreader.
Yeah, go for it, mate. There's I've dumped 4,000 litres of rocks in there, so that's a healthy amount of lime already.
Yeah, that's a good start. Alright, I'll go grab that and be back down in a minute.
Roger that. So there you go. Args finished the ploughing, sold the trees, and he'll kick in with the lime shredding, which won't take long. That spread on that fertilizer spreader we've got is very good, so he should polish off these fields very, very quickly indeed. So we'll push on with this for the next few minutes. I'm going to move over to those 2 fields over there, but we're getting some good amount of rocks out of this. This has definitely been worthwhile, and any excess, like I said, we can sell, and that might make us a bit of money as well, so we shall see. Although, knowing how fast the lime comes out of that spreader, we could well be using it all in these fields. But really pleased with what we've got here in terms of a plot. This is going to bring us some good money in later on, and gives us some variety in crops as well, which is great. So it's been a worthwhile investment, I think, even though it's pushed us to the limit cash-wise. It's been definitely worthwhile. Right, another full load. We did notice that we had left the stone crusher in selling mode, so we had actually managed to make 5 grand. There's Args going back with his first load, but hopefully by the time this is dumped in and converted, Args will be back to top back up. So shouldn't have lost too much, but that little bit of extra cash wasn't the end of the world, to be honest. It was making me slightly nervous that we didn't have much left. So we'll get this unloaded. The ratio in here is, of course, a kind of 4-to-1, so for every 1,000 litres of rocks, you get 4,000 litres of lime. So 8,000 litres there. Very handy. But you do burn through it, so we better keep pushing on with these rocks. Well, looks like Args has covered those first 3 fields there, so he's going to be waiting for me now, just finishing off that little bit there. I'll probably maybe try and get a pass on the top half of this field, and then he's going to probably be waiting for me to hurry up and finish this. We aren't getting many rocks off this one either, which is disappointing. Thought this might be more lucrative. This one at the bottom as well looks like it's got a fair few on it, but maybe there just isn't that much. So we're just heading back to the farm here, 54% in here, but Args is waiting on lime, so we might as well dump this in and he can get a full load in there. And then we'll probably call it there. We've been busy again this episode. It's been great. So we've produced a lot more farmable ground. So like I said, we'll ditch this. I'll have a quick chat with Args. Hey mate, that's been another productive episode, I think.
Yeah, that's worked out quite well with what you set up with that field, all those fields over there. It's going to add a lot to the farm.
Yeah, that's could be quite lucrative if we get that sorted.
Indeed. Just have to be mindful of our money. We've managed to pilfer it away pretty easily.
I know, right? Yeah, hopefully some of it's going to start coming back in soon. We hope.
Yeah, I think so. I just went and checked before. There's about 800 litres of honey, and there's a few more lettuces and all those kind of things are stocking up again. So
yeah, hopefully we can top things back up.
Indeed. Probably a good point to wrap things up though, is it? And tidy that last little bit of rock picking and lime up next time, and maybe start planting those fields.
Yes, indeed. Sounds good.
Excellent. All right, buddy. Well, pleasure as always. We'll catch you next week.
Yes, indeed. Have a good week, my friend.
You too. All right. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.
See ya.
So there we go, folks. A really good week on the farm. A whole new heap of fields available to us. And when you look at it like that, it really is an expanse of land. Imagine that full of crops. That's going to bring us some really, really decent money back come harvest time. So, yeah, really pleased with that. Like we said, we've got the far right field there still to pick the rocks out of, and the 2 fields at the bottom there to lime, but we can do those next episode, and we're going to jump into the planting like Arg says. So, on that note, I will leave it for this week. Thank you very, very much for watching. Really enjoying this series, and I know a lot of you are commenting that you are too, which is great to hear. So, look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care. Bye for now.